Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you very much for joining me. To begin with, the Australian dollar bulls soundlessly gathered overnight as they staged another attempt upon the topside resistance around 78.80, which is the 60-day moving average, and towards the region of 79.40. Now overnight, the market hit a high of 79.15 but tumbled heavily and now currently is questioning whether the market's seen a high. From a technical point, I'm still not supporting this current rise, and I still feel that the market over the last 3 attempts has failed towards this region and also hasn't closed above the 60-day moving average. Therefore, I do expect to see further weakness. Yesterday, the market was a little bit shaken from the recent news of President Trump firing the Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and was replaced by CIA Director Mike Pompeo. It was reported that heads clashed with each other over the foreign matter policies of North Korea, Iran and China. So with the replacement, the market is now digesting slowly whether this is a good move for the US dollar or a bad move. But overall, from the technical point, I am not bullish at these levels for the Australian dollar, and I still expect to see further weakness. Well, the euro overnight didn't make any significant moves, and the dollar index is still maintaining above 89.40. Now overnight, the market did print a brief high of 124.12 before declining, and at the moment is still holding above the crucial level in the dollar index at 89.40. Overall, I do expect to see further weakness returning to the euro, with a cap remaining around 124.10 to 124.50 and looking down towards the immediate support of 123.20, and with the neckline, as I've highlighted recently, at 121.80. Now a break beneath there gives further scope to the downside to the 118 region. Well, the dollar yen, since posting a long-legged doji, the market is still questioning whether it can rally. Now at the moment we are weakening, and recently overnight did post a low of 106.05. Overall, the focus should be to the upside as long as we maintain above the region of 105.35.55. So I'm still a buyer on dips, but the question now is, with the long-legged doji, does suggest that the bulls have actually a little bit concerned that the market may not be able to rally. The RSI is dropping down, but I believe this pullback is a potential buy, and I'm looking back towards 106.85 to 107.60.70. Well, overnight the pound was a little bit to the bid tone after the news came out that the wall of words between the UK and Russia after the poisoning of a former Russian spy in London, along with hopes that the Brexit transit would also be eventually agreed upon between the UK and the EU. But for one thing to note is that we haven't seen any follow through from the break of 139.30.40. Therefore, could see further weakness back to the pound, and I'm seeing the uptrend now holding at 137.70 to be triggered, and if so, could see a break towards 135. And as you can see from the technical point, only the stochastic is holding relatively firm. The MACD and the RSI is not. The outlook for gold is still bearish in my view, and the fact is that the rest of the indicators are not supporting any upward attempt. Even though the market was slightly holding to a bid tone overnight, it's still locked within the broader picture of 1,300 to 1,360. I do expect to see further challenges to the downside with 19 and then down to 1,314. From the bullish foundations of 1,300 should be still seen as a buy if contested. Looking to the top side, the resistance is firm, as I mentioned, from 29 to 33. And to wrap up with oil, well, the market is closing in on this trend at $60 a barrel. And if we do see a break of this uptrend, could see further weakness, which I view will come through, and look down towards the region of $58 a barrel, with a broader picture beneath at 55, purely for the fact is that the weeklies are still heavy. Any advances on the day should find resistance now for the oil at 61.60. So that wraps up for today. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day that's ahead.